guys, so first recipe we are trying today is actually my lunch. So I'm hoping these live up to the hype. We are trying Elle Gibsons sticky toffee oats. For the recipe, you will need oats. She uses a tablespoon of flax seeds. I'm just using chia seeds that I soaked overnight because that's all I have. 2 to 3 chopped dates. 1 I left soaking just so that it softens up a little bit, and then I'm going to put that into the mixture when it's cooking. A dash of maple syrup, dash of cinnamon, salt and ginger, milk of choice. And then for the sticky toffee sauce that we're going to put on top, we need almond butter. I'm using peanut butter, I prefer that. And milk to thin, dash of salt and cinnamon. This really sounds great. You're getting so much fiber from the oats, the dates, the chia seeds or flaxseed, whatever you're using, and a lot of natural sweetness coming in from the dates as well, plus healthy fats from whatever nut butter you use. And I'm also going to add in a scoop of protein powder. I just don't find oats that filling unless I put in some protein powder in them. But aside from that, we're going to try and stick to the recipe as best as we can. Let's get started with the mixture. The sauce, she says 2 tablespoons of almond butter. I'm just going to measure out like 10 grams of peanut butter. We'll see how we go. We can always add more if we need. Oh, okay, never mind, I did 14. And then she says to add a little bit of cinnamon. There we are. Oh, making a mess already. Good start. Oh, I forgot my salt. If you have watched Elle's TikToks, then you will know this is the most important step. And please do not judge me. I am using just a little sachet of salt that I have. So let's add a little dash of that. And then lastly, she says to add milk to thin. Okay, I think this is looking good. I'll show you guys up close. I think this is done. That's pretty much how hers looked. Cutting up 2 dates to sprinkle on top at the end. So the finely chopped one is going to go into our mixture, and then these chunkier ones will be put on top. Also, just quickly, how cute is my little friend's apron? So next weekend is my best friend's 30th and we are doing a dress up theme. So I'm going to go as Rachel Green, and then I'm going to decorate her as the one where she turns 30. So if you watch Friends, I'm sure you get the reference, but yeah, I just thought this was really cute. Moving on to the oats. So I've added 40 grams into my pot, adding in my almond milk. And since I am going to be adding protein powder, I'm going to put a little bit of extra liquid because obviously it's all going to start to soak and I don't like the protein powder to go kind of clumpy. So a little bit of extra liquid so that can kind of smooth out. I'm going to add my chia seeds. I am using my skinny 0 calorie golden syrup, whatever this is. Obviously it does not taste as good as regular maple syrup. A little bit of salt. Lastly, those chopped dates. Oh my god, I wish you guys could smell this. These dates are so fragrant. It smells really good. I actually eat porridge like every single day, but I will be honest, I cook mine in the microwave. Let me know if you guys cook your oats in a saucepan or in the microwave. Honestly, like I just don't have time. I'm usually on my lunch break or it's before work and I just need to get it cooked quickly. Thankfully today is a Sunday, so we can follow the recipe a little bit closer because she does say to make sure you cook it on the stovetop. I'm going to add my protein powder now. I'm just going to add a plain vanilla flavor. I feel like that's probably the best choice, not to take away any of the other flavors. Little tip for anyone who's tried to make protein oats and found that they turn like a really gross kind of clumpy texture. My tip is to definitely cook the oats first. Get it to like a 90% almost done consistency with a little bit of extra liquid, and then you add in your protein powder. If you put in the protein powder from the beginning, it's just gonna overcook and dry up and just go that really gross kind of cementy texture. So definitely add your protein at the end. All right, this is how the oats are looking. You can see the little pieces of date in there. Beautiful, creamy, smooth texture. Starting by spooning in our oat mixture. Next up is our little date mixture. This has thickened up a little bit. Next up is the chopped dates. And lastly, a little sprinkle of cinnamon. Here we have Elle Gibsons sticky toffee oats. Let's give these a try. Got a little bit of everything. Oh my god. That is so sweet, but in the best way. The sweetness of the dates combined with the saltiness of the peanut butter and a little bit of extra salt that you put on top, honestly, 10/10. Could I eat this every day? Maybe not. Like I said, it is very, very sweet, very indulgent. This is something that like I would whip up on the weekend as like a really nice sweet treat. But yeah, honestly, if you love dates, you need to try this recipe. I'm gonna enjoy my lunch and I'll see you guys for recipe 2. On to our second recipe for the day. So this is the viral high protein beef ball. I have seen this all over TikTok lately And I don't know who the original creator is. I feel like this is probably one of those recipes that's been around for a while, but it's maybe just having its moment and everyone's recreating it at the moment. So I just picked the first one that I could find in my feed. We're going to be following Chelsea's Messy Apron. So she writes, have you seen these viral high protein beef bowls? They've got taco seasoned ground beef, creamy cottage cheese, perfectly roasted sweet potatoes, and fresh avocado, all topped with a drizzle of hot honey for that perfect sweet spicy kick. In all the recipes I've seen, they do use fresh avocado, but I already have these mini avocado pots in my fridge, so I thought I'm not going to go out and buy something if I already have something similar. Starting with our sweet potato, because that's going to take the longest to cook in the oven. So all you want to do is cut this into cubes. The sweet potato has about 10 minutes to go, so we're going to cook our beef, and I like to go for the, oh, this is way too hot. I like to go for the 5% fat just to keep the calories a little bit lower. Ooh. You know what? I should not be using a knife for this. She's back. Hopefully you guys can hear me over the fan, but I'm just going to add my taco seasoning now. So I think I'm going to use maybe half of this, because I did only buy a small packet of mince. Mince is cooked through and looking flavorful. Just checked on the sweet potato and it does need a couple more minutes. So we're just going to start plating up the rest and then add that last. Okay, so I'm going to do 3 servings out of my mince. I am actually tracking my calories at the moment. So if that's something that you happen to be doing as well, you're more than welcome to read the description and I'll put all my macros down there. But of course, if you're not tracking, you just measure with your heart's desire. And now we're moving on to the cottage cheese. I just use the Tesco own cheap brand. This one is the low fat, by the way. So give that a little bit of a mix in if there's any kind of liquid sitting on the top. And I'm going to go for 100 grams of this. Oh. Next I'm adding my avocado pod. Just like the mince, I'm adding 1/3 of my sweet potato. I feel like it's looking a little bare, so I'm also going to add some chili flakes and sesame seeds. We have our finished bowl. Time for a taste test. Cheers. Oh, I really like that. That kick from the taco seasoning with the hot honey is just perfect. I definitely think I could have cooked my sweet potatoes for like another 10 minutes, but I just really wanted to give this a try. And finally, the last recipe of this video is by the creator Lovely Delights, and this is her cottage cheese pistachio cheesecake jars. So for the pistachio cheesecake filling, you will need cottage cheese, plain Greek yogurt, maple syrup, I'm just going to use that 0-calorie one again, pistachio cream, and vanilla bean paste. I don't have vanilla bean paste, I'm just going to add like a tiny dash of my French vanilla syrup. I don't know, we'll see if that works. And then for the crust, you need pistachios, pistachio cream, and Mills vanilla crackers. I don't think we have that in the UK, I've never heard of that, so I'm just going to use a regular malted milk. So for the crust, she says to use a blender or a food processor to pulse the graham crackers and pistachios together until you have a crumbly crust mixture. Look, we're just going to do things the old-fashioned way. I am going to cut up the pistachios and crush up one of my biscuits. Time to chop this up and pray that these crumbs don't go all over my floor. By the way, I'm going to be making just a tiny little jar, just a little bit of a serve. I'm not going to be following her measurements. So if you want to do like a smaller portion, I'll put my measurements in the bottom of the video. This recipe is definitely like a healthier cheesecake, but it still is quite calorie dense. So I'm just going to be a little bit mindful with my portion. Oh, you know what I should have done? I should have put this into my bag and then crushed it like that. Oh well. I'm going to use half my pistachios as a little topper at the end, and then the other half will go in with this base mixture. This is going to be a crunchy cheesecake. Here is how the base is looking. Now let's move on to the filling. Okay. Okay, I'm trying to figure out if this is going to be good enough. Maybe I can get a little bit more yogurt put in. Let's do another 10 grams of this. I'm going to take this to my blender over there and I'll be back in a sec. Success. This is not looking bad. It's such a pretty mint color. And lastly, our toppings. So I'm going to add a little bit of the pistachio spread. Crushed pistachios. How cute is this? Just gonna chuck it in the fridge and we will taste test in a couple hours. Okay, so it's been about 3 hours since I put this in the fridge. Sorry about the outfit change. I did just go for a very long walk, so I am a little bit hungry now. So perfect timing to give this a little taste test. That is looking so good. You can see it's thickened up quite a bit in the fridge. Okay, cheers. Hang on, one more spoonful. I'm trying to decide if I can taste the cottage cheese or not. I really like this, but I don't know if I'm the best person to judge because, as you would have seen, I eat cottage cheese every day. I eat a lot of Greek yogurt as well. So for me, I don't notice the flavors so strongly, but I feel like if you're someone who's never tried cottage cheese before, and then I was just to hand this to you and say, this is a pistachio cheesecake, I don't know, would you like this? I'm not sure. But if you like Greek yogurt, you like cottage cheese, you love pistachio, this is the perfect little high protein dessert pot. Is it a little bit more calorie dense? Sure, but for like a little sweet treat every now and then, I really like this. So I would give this recipe, let's say like a solid 7. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you want to see more of these TikTok taste tests, let me know in the comments, or if you've got any other requests, let me know as well. I will see you guys next time. Bye.